Right, this is Borga, 21st of September. 5 minutes later, a woman came outside and asked in a friendly voice whether I would like a cup of coffee. Would you like a cup of coffee? I was gasping for a drink. It was so uplifting to meet people who offer genuine open hospitality. Imagine the scene in England. A bloke pulls up at 7 a.m. on his motorbike and parks in your drive, not more than 20 yards from your front door. He skins up a king-size joint, then relaxes, leaning on his bike while you decide what your next move is going to be. Scream? Call the police? Send your husband out to tell the ruffian to go away? No, you don't do any of that. You open the door, smile, and offer the stranger a cup of coffee. Superb. The lady, Marguerite, also gave me a couple of cakes to go with the first cup. She had to rush off and take the girls to school, but insisted that I take my time and finish my breakfast, so I did not rush. She said her husband was from Brazil and spoke excellent English. English was the language they spoke at the house. As I finished my first cup of coffee, her husband offered me another, and I accepted. He also gave me 2 small cakes that I ate. One of the reasons I stopped where I am now is because there is an Aldi store, and I plan to set up near the trolley return point later. I have been into the garage and spent my last 50 cents on a Mars bar while asking the cashier if she could fill my flask with water bottle. She kindly did, so I'm now drinking fresh coffee brewed on the Calagas stove. It is still really warm and my back is toasting, facing the sun. I'm finding it hard not to just chill here and do nothing for the rest of the day. I've eaten about half a loaf of bread without either peanut butter or apricot jam, and I am well stuffed. The coffee I am drinking is just making me more thirsty. I've laid my towel in the sun to dry out a bit. I've just turned it over and it seems to be crisping up nicely. I'm looking over at Do Hit Zil car wash and am tempted to run over and ask a customer to hose me down while I whip out the shower gel. I'm going to try and wash my feet with the flask of water I have. I noticed in Wizard that a couple of customers have had their hair cut really short too, so I don't stand out so much now. To be honest, I'm ready to go back to the UK and try and sort something out on the housing front. Mostly, I just need a rest as I'm knackered. I have washed my feet and am making my last brew of coffee before I go back to busk at Aldi. It must be 5 p.m. by now. 9:45 Wizard. I went across to Aldi only to find a geezer with a squeeze box by the trolley park, so left him to it and went off in search for Casey's place. I did find it eventually. During my time dossing and dozing, I was trying to remember some of the directions that he had given me. I seem to remember him saying there was a map near a garage. I had a look at a large map near a garage with every street name bar the one that I wanted. Thinking about that, I remembered Kay saying something about the same thing. and something about an advert covering the street name, that is. I had noticed that, so went to the street where I thought it was and kept riding around a small estate until I found a Honda CB650 parked outside. I knocked on the nearest door and the bloke who answered said he was not here today, nor was his missus, and he did not know if he would be here tomorrow. I then tried to retrace my steps to where I had had coffee this morning, but must have missed a turn somewhere and could not find it. I was thinking about asking if I could put my tent up in the garden for a couple of nights. Maybe I'll try and find them again tomorrow. Coming from this direction, I'm back in Stadskanal, and I do not fancy another night outside, so I had better find somewhere to camp later. And the next bit will start at Wizard 10 p.m. on the 21st of September. It's only 6 minutes. I'll carry on a bit more then. After being unable to busk at Aldi and unable to find the friendly couple from this morning, I returned to Lidl in Stadskanal. I'm sure I've met the friendly couple before somewhere. By the time I set up, it was 7 p.m. I set to it with Beautiful, blowing in the wind, Hey Joe, and by 8:30 I had just over €12. I spent €1.25 on a loaf of bread and 4 sausage rolls and put €5 petrol in the TDM. I'm in Wizard, but having already bought a coffee, I do not have enough left for a draw. I'm just going to have a couple of joints and see about finding somewhere to pitch the tent. I do not want to go too far from here, as a bloke asked me to come to an open mic and jam session at a music cafe on the High Street on Sunday at 3 p.m. I'm gutted that my camping spot behind Tenkate has been sussed. Robocop said that they have warned me twice now, and I'm sure they have seen me outside Wizard these last couple of nights. I will have to have a wander about later. Since stopping and dossing today, I now have clean feet and am wearing ordinary jeans and moccasins. The door was open at Wizard when I arrived, so it's not me this time. I still have enough money to buy 1 ready roll joint and 1 more coffee. I think I will have a night off being proper stoned. I'm pleased with the money I've earned in such a short space of time today. It's making me wonder if I should find 2 or 3 supermarkets to visit. The truth is, I can't be asked. I can live on €12 a day easily. I might head up to see if I can find Tov's coffee shop in Veendam. Now I have the adapter, I might be able to play there. The girl running it last time did not mind me playing and would possibly let me plug it in. I'm ready to go back to the UK, but need to settle a bit to build up some funds. I reckon I need about €200 to make it back to Dover. That sounds like a hell of a lot when I've been starting the day with 50 cents in my pocket. To have 200 spare is going to take some doing. I'm trying to recall if Veendam has much of a town centre. I think I only went there when I was wandering about too stoned to ride the bike. The coffee shop had rung the police because I had left my bike with all my stuff on it, tent, sleeping bag, rucksack, everything, just wandered off. When the police found me, crashed out on a bench asleep, I asked them if they knew where my bike was, because I was fucked if I did. They said they would tell me where it was, but I must promise not to ride it. Very understanding, these chaps. Polite is the right word for them. That's what it says on their cars. It doesn't say police, it says polite or politi, but it looks like polite, and it's the right word for them to have on the side of their cars. It was a good coffee shop anyway. I think in my search for somewhere to stay, I will head north. The barmaid here loves the Arctic Monkeys. She plays a lot of good stuff. Rhythm and blues, which is alright by me, but I just want to go somewhere quiet to play. I've bought another coffee now. I was daydreaming today about putting an old Triumph Bonneville back on the road. It was at Rick's, in Aunt June's backyard. I think I need a camper van, or just a van big enough to put a bike in the back. At least I would have somewhere to sleep each night. All you'd have to do is pack up. It is nearly 11 p.m. now, so that is it for the day. I won't buy a ready rolled joint. Maybe I think I was sensible and just set off to find somewhere to pitch the tent and sleep. And that was it. Friday, 8 a.m, Veendam, 22nd of September. That's 12 minutes now. I'll stop that and upload.